Did she turn off her walkie-talkie?
I did, yes.
Nice. You want to start off with that knife, Jake?
Yeah, let's do it. This is the Microtech Venom Tech. It's an out the front knife, yet it has a sheath. So let's open this thing up.
What?
So it's
first appearance is a stubby knife.
Yeah, basically it's the Ultratech body, but the blade,
What?
as you can see,
Dude! I'm digging that knife.
we're not taking this too seriously, but we thought it'd be a fun project to do. Tony Marfione did a kind of a custom version using the Scarab, and so we wanted to do a production version.
Okay, we'll put it down here. Let him take a gander at it. Beautiful knife.
With, you know, a production price point. So this one comes in at $280. Includes the Kydex sheath.
God, I love Microtech.
Yeah. So this thing's pretty wild.
You're committed to the sheath, ain't you?
You are. Yeah, you better be carrying this knife with the sheath. Because if not...
Designed as a drop-down knife off whatever, your neck, your LBE, whatever.
Exactly.
I'm digging it.
It's cool. It's different.
I know you're saying it's not to be taken too seriously, but I don't know, dude. The reach this thing is giving you, that's pretty serious.
It is.
That is serious. What was your price again? You told me, but
$280.
totally worth it. I mean, Microtech are expensive.
Normal Ultratech runs what, $240?
Yeah, $240-ish. So that's totally worth
you know,
it.
$40 more. You get an extra 2 inches of blade and a Kydex sheath.
I'm loving it. This is Jake. We're at Blade HQ.
This
is the staff. Everybody say hello.
How's it going?
Thanks for hosting the Nut and Fancy project. We have a really quiet time here in the showroom to talk about some blades, and that's what we're here for. Yeah, if it doesn't, we're just going to press on. It's pretty informal. We're going to show you a lot of cool blades. Some are Jake's favorites and some are mine. We'll talk about some of the specifics. Maybe I'll throw in a non-committal likability scale. Don't hold me to it.
Some new stuff, some not so new stuff. Hopefully some stuff you haven't seen before, and hopefully some stuff you'll see again. So let's get into this. What do you want to start with?
It's up to you, bro.
Okay.
I'm the cameraman.
All right. Let's start with a Chris Reeve Sebenza exclusive. Many of you have seen some of Chris Reeve's inlays. So this is a carbon fiber, and it's a polished carbon fiber inlay.
Gorgeous.
Really adds a lot to the blade, I think. This particular one has the Insingo, kind of a sheep's foot blade.
I love that blade shape for utility. It's so useful.
This one comes in at about 510. So, I mean, a little bit more than your standard inlay Sebenza, but not too much more, and I think worth it. You know, fit and finish, you know, Chris Reeve, yeah, doesn't get much better than that.
Yep. Likability scale, if I'm rich, 9 out of 10.
Easy.
9 out of 10.
If you're not rich?
If price is an object and I have to slap the value thing, I give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Because it's a really expensive knife.
It
With
is.
that $500, I can buy a ton of the other knives that we're getting ready to show these guys.
So let's kind of move the opposite way.
Okay.
Let's go something cheap. Well, inexpensive.
Right.
It's the Esee zancudo, which means mosquito in Spanish. Designed by the Esee crew, but not manufactured by them. These ones come in
$27.95.
$27.95, and you can get them in a black finish blade. You can get them in a satin finish blade, and then a variety of handle colors: red, black, tan, green.
I love the size of that knife.
It's a great little size. It is a frame lock too.
Stainless steel frame, it looks like. It'd have to be at that price point.
It is, yeah. Let me flip that around so you can...
Tip
the
up,
mosquito.
tip down. Not super deep carry, but some guys won't care. I love the classic blade shape. And it's very thin. Pillar construction. This is kind of slick.
If you're familiar with the Rat 1 folder...
Yeah, it's one of our all-time favorites in TMP.
Manufactured,
I've sold about a bazillion of them.
Manufactured at the same facility.
Okay.
So you can expect
Chinese?
the same, yeah. You can... Taiwanese, actually.
Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can expect expect the same quality, fit, and finish as those wrap folders.
Right on.
Designed by the same people.
Good knife, about
Yeah.
28 bucks.
28
Various
bucks.
colors.
Can't beat this. Throw it in your pocket.
What's the steel on it? Do you know?
Osate.
That's me. Sorry, I'm going to take the bat on that.
So it uses, an Osate steel, which is decent for what it is.
Sorry. My phone. I always have it on vibrate. Never mind. Just keep going, dude. You're doing great.
Next up, you can actually see a little poster here. Get some good information on it. This is the Attleboro knife. To me, this feels similar to some of Chris Reeve's stuff. Just kind of the fit and finish and some of the finishing techniques, like the rounded spine right here. This micarta handle. S35 VN steel. I mean, they're not cheap. $350.
Yeah.
$349.99.
Where's that made?
Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
That's a great knife. Actually, I held that off camera. The handle's a little bit small. By the way, I got a knife cut right there. Just so you know. I slit the crap out of myself last night with a little tiny bark river.
nice.
I'll tell the story in a review sometime. It's pretty funny. Beautiful knife. I like the blade shape, and it's really a lightweight blade. The hollow grinding, I think, really adds to that. Nice, decent scallops. I like these types of scallops, Jake.
Yeah, very simple.
They're non-obnoxious, and you can sharpen them.
And they're not sticking out, too far. Kydex sheath that comes with, it's good quality Kydex. A bit thicker than you'd normally find. Comes with a tech lock. It's a really nice piece.
Cool knife.
Yeah.
Cool knife. I didn't give a likability to it. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Only because of price. If that came in for me 180, 150, because again,
350.
anytime I go like that, I'm just factoring in value because there's so many other knives below that price point, like the GSO
Exactly.
that we sold last year. So,
Yeah.
anyways, great knife. If it was cheaper, I'd be super stoked on it.
Let's do a non-knife product.
Check this out.
This is a little project that we had made. We're calling this prep cord. So basically what it is, it's your basic 550 paracord. It's got your standard 7 inner strands. But what we did, there's 2 variations. So let me grab the other end of this that has the cut piece. If I can find it. There it is. All right. Can you see that? Let me kind of fan that out. So normal 550 paracord has white inner strands. So what we did with this one is we wanted to do a blackout version. So instead of the white, we've got the black inner strands. And it also includes, if you can see right over here, a strand of 8-pound fishing line monofilament, which runs the entire length of the paracord. And these come in 100-foot hanks. So we added the fishing line because, I mean, a lot of people, what they do with paracord is they'll strip the inside and use these strands as fishing line. And we thought, why not just add fishing line? I mean, it's not going to add much weight. It's not going to add much thickness to it. So again, this is we're calling this prep cord. And then we also have this version, which is an OD green with tan inner strands. So just kind of changing it up a little bit different. And again, it has the 8-pound fishing line running the entire length of the cord.
Great idea.
So these come in $1 more than your standard
Totally worth it.
550 paracord. So for $1 more, you're getting 100 feet of fishing line.
I'd recommend if you're going to use that fishing line, or at least have the option, keep that 100-foot length, or cut it in half, but don't go less than 50 feet, because 50 feet of fishing line isn't that far.
Yeah.
Because you need that. If you start cutting it up and think, hey, I got fishing line, you're going to have to like knot it, and then it might be an issue keeping it together.
Exactly.
Great product. I like
So
it.
these come in at $8.
$8.95.
$8.95.
I'm going to buy that one and that one from you today.
All right.
So there you go. We got some really cool knives coming up. It just gets better. Impromptu knife show, Blade HQ
Impromptu.
in Utah. One of the best online knife dealers anywhere.
Next up, new offering from Spyderco, fairly new, the Dice. The Dice is kind of a smaller version of the Domino, roughly.
I reviewed that knife and loved it.
Yeah. So again, Spyderco made their first flipper not too long ago, and at this point they've got a couple out: the domino, the dice, and the southern. This one has their, I forget what they call this carbon fiber.
Peel ply? No, it's a higher traction
Yeah.
CF.
I think someone called it the Bill Cosby carbon fiber.
Did they?
Cause look at it. Looks like one of his sweaters.
What was
Cubic
this?
check.
Oh, cubic
Check carbon fiber.
Huxtable.
Me, I prefer the standard
knife.
basket weave carbon fiber as opposed to what they're offering there, but it's different. So again, these are made in Taiwan. Titanium frame lock. This thing flips fantastic. I mean, it fires hard. You don't have to add any extra wrist movement or anything like that. Price on this one is $189.
Hey, price team, you guys are doing a good job.
Thank you.
I mean, you are ready when he asks.
I memorize that one.
That's awesome. They're doing great.
So for an imported knife, I mean, there's a lot of debate on pricing when it's imported from Taiwan, but they're using premium materials. CTS section.
You can't fault the quality at all.
So a lot of this still they're actually importing to Taiwan. So they're exporting from the U.S. to Taiwan using premium steel and then importing it back.
Do you hear grief from customers when you get these Spydercos that are produced? I've talked about this in the reviews. They're produced in Taiwan, and guys are like, hey man, that's a ripoff. You know, with our price, it should be USA. Do you hear complaints about that? Or
I think
no?
initially, but once you actually get the knife in your hand, I mean, the quality comes through. The materials they're using, I mean, they don't differ from any materials you could find here in the States, as far as the steel and the frame lock. So, I mean, once you actually get this knife in your hand, I mean, the pricing makes
The
sense.
speed and balance is going to be just like the Sage series, which
Exactly.
are total Hall of Famers in TMP.
One of my favorite
love those
knives.
knives.
Sage.
Every Sage
Yeah.
you shot. The only one I'm not super stoked on is the bolster one,
Yeah,
but it's still a great knife.
it is.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're familiar with the Sage line, you can expect the same quality from the domino and the dice.
Cool. But incidentally, every knife we're covering is going to be on the Nut and Fancy Blade HQ page. If they can discount it, and it, they have to stay in business, they'll just do what they can. It'll be on the page.
Indeed.
Likability on that scale, by the way, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay. Next up,
I don't know if I gave a likability to that. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Just because it's slick scales, stainless steel frame, I'm just really not digging them so much anymore.
New guy. First name Bradford, last name Larkin. Bradford, USA, Bradford Knives. Met him at, what was the last show I went to? Blade Show. Great guy. He brought a knife for me to check out, and I loved it. So we picked up the line. It's a fixed blade. Comes in this leather sheath, which some people love, some people hate. I'm actually not a leather guy, but I don't mind this sheath. I'll wear it on my belt. The knife itself is it's a smaller.
Oh, dang it. I almost stopped filming and it's still going. Go.
Okay.
Go right.
It's a smaller fixed blade. He's using M390 steel. I really like the attention to detail he has. Logo laser marking is really clear. Sometimes you get knives, especially with newer people, and the visibility or the quality of their lasers, excuse me, isn't that great. So, but he did a really good job on this. I like his stonewashed finish.
That's a lightweight knife, too.
It is.
I was holding that off camera. It's got kind of some sharp handle transitions here.
Yeah, they're
I'm
very
talking about the
grippy.
radius.
Yeah.
This part I love. The side I'm totally into. Jimping is really executed perfectly.
Yeah, I like the choil. The choil fits me well.
Me too. It really locks in the hand. I think it'd be a great little camp knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Great little EDC blade, and it looks like the orientation for this leather sheath is horizontal carry. Is that right?
It is.
Under here, so just kind of going
Run through your belt.
SOB, smaller back.
Yeah.
Or front. Front would actually be better because then you're not.
Because it's
sitting
not a
on
very
it.
large knife. I mean, I went backpacking the other day and just had that right on me. So
Now, when you
I enjoy this knife.
When you say backpacking, that's when you take your poodle and you go day packing in Liberty Park, right?
Yes.
It's about a mile, 1.2 miles. Jay calls it backpacking. We're just going to go with that. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. This guy does some hardcore trips. He's a real backpacker. I'm just totally kidding.
So great knife for me. I mean, when I backpack, I don't want a huge fixed blade, and this fits the bill.
Right. Pricing team, what's the price on that? I would say that's totally worth it.
USA made. I mean, this is small batch production. I mean, he's making 30 knives at a time.
Watch him get more popular, and then these knives are discontinued, and the price goes up. Exactly. Seriously, we've seen that a couple times. That when it's first introduced, it's this low price. He gets known, then bammo.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a personal fan of this. That's why I kind of brought this forward, even though it's kind of a small run. But
okay, blade show continuing.
Next up, let's do
that one. This has been around a long time. We're
this
just
has
showing
been around
because I don't want people to forget about it.
This is the Visionary 2.
And you go quick. The guys know about the knife.
Is this a Zytel?
It's Zytel.
Okay.
It's not a great. Oh, hold on. Let me feel that.
So it's molded.
I think that is Zytel molded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can kind of it kind of has the feel of a molded knife.
They did a good job texturing that Zytel.
They did.
Some like this. This one is slicker and slick. I mean, really bad.
This grip's better than that, and that has kind of a larger texture on it. So their arc lock, I'm a big fan of it. I know every company kind of has their variation on it. It seems like, and maybe I'm mistaken, but it seems like the length of travel is a little bit shorter on this compared to like a Spyderco or a Benchmade, which I kind of like.
Beautiful blade shape too. Cryo treated OS 8. That's a Visionary 2 black. And check out the deep carry perfection.
Super deep.
Pocket clip. Gosh, just I'll give that a likability scale. Even with the Zytel, I'm going to give it 9.5 out of 10. What's the price around? Let me guess. 85.
108.
Excuse me. I was just guessing. I didn't know. It's still a great knife.
Made in Japan.
I'm still giving it a 9.5.
So,
Japanese made.
Yeah.
It's cool. Japan. So not China or Taiwan.
Nope.
All right. I don't know if we showed this one on camera. I know you and I've talked about it a lot previously.
I'm a Spyderco fanatic. This is the Manix 2XL in all black. If you're not familiar with the Manix line, you should definitely check it out. There are quite a few variations. They have the what do they call it? The ultralight version. They have, this is obviously the XL, which is a little bit larger. And they just came out with a new one that's using, I think it's an S110V production, which sold out.
The Manix actually ranks, I reviewed it, Eric's version with the blue translucent.
Yeah, the translucent.
That's an 11 out of 10 on my likability scale.
I've got,
with the new steel, it'll be 11 out of 10. These knives are just insane. They're lightweight, huge blades. I'm getting excited. You better start talking again.
Let's compare it to a Paramilitary 2, which is possibly the most popular Spyderco knife
This is
to date.
Personal carry for today, Jake.
This is mine. This is the Sprint Run in carbon fiber with a laminated 154 CM and S90V
core.
Cutting edge.
Nice. Just a beautiful knife. So lightweight and fast.
Yeah. So you can kind of see the size comparison. The XL is quite a bit larger than the Paramilitary 2. And the Paramilitary 2 isn't a small knife, in my opinion. I mean, it's an average size knife.
So how long have you been EDC in this one?
This one?
Your Para.
This one's actually new. I only had this one.
I know, you're like me. You're probably cycling through blades all the time. I wonder why. Look.
Lots of choices.
I feel you. I know exactly what you're talking about. Do you ever find yourself getting in a rut that you just love a knife so much it's hard to not carry it?
Because I basically see every knife that comes through the shop, I'm very particular, and if I find a knife that I like, I mean, I don't really carry or own knives that I don't like, because if I did, I wouldn't buy it. So I don't really stick with one. I'll kind of
rotate through.
Yeah.
I'm in a Spyderco Enduro 4 Wave rut. I've been carrying it for
that's a good rut.
Other than testing rotation, I just keep going back to it. Just so lightweight, fast. Great knife. That's going to be a 10 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. Don't hold me to it. Subject to change.
Yes, of course.
The Manix I've reviewed. Awesome. Now, since we've been given so much love, let's throttle down the likability scale a little bit here.
Let's give some attention to Boker. The epicenter. There's been some issues as far as production is concerned with the epicenter. Rexford, I mean, super popular custom maker. And this is the Boker production version of his epicenter. And you know, people are really excited about this knife, but there has been some issues with quality control.
Is this a Boker Plus? It doesn't look. I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is.
Is a Boker Plus.
Boker Plus.
Quality on this particular knife and version, this collaboration. And are you saying that knives have come back? There's just whatever reason there's been things going on with them.
This one actually looks pretty good overall.
Centering?
Centering's just right about perfect. So sometimes they'll go back and improve quality control issues. And especially on a knife like this, you really want it to be a home run. And so when it doesn't come out as you expect, I mean, obviously there's some disappointment there. But, you know, Boker's willing to take them back, you know, and redo it. And this one...
Hey, what do you know? I brought my scale. I'm going to guess that knife. I was checking it out off camera just for like half a second. It's 5.8, 6.2.
It's pretty heavy for a titanium.
Throw it on there. Let's see what it says. Ooh.
6.8.
Dude. Nailed it.
So, I mean...
No, I didn't test it either.
For a titanium frame lock, I mean, it's quite heavy.
It's meaty.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll give a like. What's your price on that pricing team?
$139.95.
Well, that's a good price.
Yeah.
Assuming it's totally squared away,
Yeah.
I'd give likability scale just for me. My propensity to carry it, 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's just chunky, a little bit heavy for me. Take your pick, bro. We got a whole stack of knives. We're not showing it to you. He's just...
Let's go the opposite. Let's go lightweight. Yeah. This is new this year from Benchmade. This is take on the classic 940. So what they did is they applied premium materials. We've got solid carbon fiber handles. And this is the good carbon fiber. And a premium S90V blade. You don't see very many production knives using that kind of steel. It's very difficult to work. But this is full-on production. It's got some nice anodized aluminum standoffs there. Kind of give it a little bit of color.
Beautiful.
This thing is flying. I think this year this is probably our most popular Benchmade knife.
I can see why.
I mean, the knife design itself is a classic, but kind of applying these materials to it.
And it's going to be limited production. They're not going to make this version forever.
They won't make it forever.
Let me
but
see.
it
I would
is,
say 2.4. How about it?
Hey,
am
that
I in
was-
the knife
no,
business
yeah.
or am I in the knife business? And no, I did not look or cheat.
he didn't.
But I knew it'd be close to a regular 940. What's the price on that pricing team?
$263.
So it's expensive.
It is.
It's
not
up
cheap.
there, but it's U.S. produced CF.
I mean, you compare it to,
Great steel.
you know, this.
It's half the price of that sebenza. See, that's what I was talking about. And that's why I said likability scale. Great
Because of
blade.
price point.
But gosh, 500 plus? Dude, I could get 2 of those.
And if you want one knife to rule them all, I mean, if you want an EDC that you're going to carry, I mean, 260, yes, it's a lot, but I mean, this knife will last you.
Amen. I have a whole video out on that. It's called High-End Carry Concept.
Yeah.
So some guys will buy that expensive knife and give themselves joy just carrying it all the
Exactly.
time.
All right, let's
Let's go to the opposite end, to the value end of the equation.
Price point on this is unbeatable. This thing runs, I think it's $15. It is imported from Sweden. This is the Mora Companion Heavy Duty. So the difference between the standard and the heavy duty is the blade thickness. Nothing Fancy and I were talking about this earlier. You cannot get a better bushcraft survival bug out bag knife than the Mora. $15, you can beat up on it. You won't be afraid to lose it. It's thick enough you could even do some batoning. It floats. The sheath is lacking, but for $15,
Likability, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. It weighs nothing. That's one of my favorite if I had a choice and not testing other knives, my favorite camp knife to take. It's like 2.6 ounces. Actually, let me weigh this. I got to weigh in on this. It's not 2.6. I'm going to flail on this one. 3.4. Yeah, I'll go with 3.8. Oh, I'm an ounce off. 4.8. That still weighs nothing. It has to. I actually like the sheath. The plastic sheath is really nice. It's simple. It's waterproof.
It works.
It won't soak.
I mean, the clip.
Yeah. I carry it in my pocket anyhow.
Yeah.
I'm not clipping it on a pack strap or anything.
So it's a great knife. Justin here. Can you attest to this knife?
Yeah, I love that knife. I've got the classic 1 model.
Okay.
I wear it as a neck knife like Cody Lundeen. It's a great knife.
So
excellent.
hard
10
to
out of
beat.
10, baby.
Yeah.
All these knives are going to be on the webpage, BHQ, the Nut and Fancy webpage. And here comes a Kershaw in black wash. And that's black, not back wash.
Black wash. So it's basically coated in black and then stone washed to kind of give it a worn.
That's a cryo too, right?
It is a cryo 2.
The
black
bigger
wash. Yeah, so it's the larger one, which came out after. Hinderer design.
Great design. How's a cryo selling? It was when I reviewed it and when we talked about it, it was just going like hotcakes.
Yeah, it's still a super popular knife.
So cheap. It's an inexpensive blade.
And with Kershaw introducing basically every knife they make in this black wash, I mean, you can buy it again and get a whole new knife.
To that high value knife collection we've talked about. I like the finish. It's cool. I've kind of chilled to stainless steel frame locks. I've said that. They're just kind of heavy for me. 4.8.
More.
Ooh, I'm way
5.8.
off on that one. 5.8. Yeah, that's why. It's just too much for me. Some of the guys don't care. They love it. Likability scale, because of black wash, I'll go 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Subject to change. You guys digging this? Jake doing a good job.
Yeah.
BHQ. Pricing team still on standby.
Next up,
I love this knife.
this is
I love this knife.
Salmonero, one of the nicest guys in the industry. He's actually a steel worker.
Really?
I think he works on high rises in New York City, so he knows steel. He's very well known for his texturing. So this is his Stingray model, and this is a Boker Plus line as well. So one thing I really have to credit Boker with is
Look at that knife.
they work with these, small custom makers. If you want to get a Salmonero knife, a custom knife, you're gonna wait a couple years and you're gonna spend $600, $700, $800. So Boker comes along and says, "All right, we'll do a production version." And this one actually turned out really nice. It's titanium frame lock. I dig the texturing on
I do
it.
too. It's really high traction for titanium, but not obnoxious.
No.
It doesn't feel abrasive.
No, not at all.
And there's actually, if you look under here, it looks like a smooth fabric pad, so it won't shred your pocket. I could be wrong. If you look under there,
Yeah.
see that? That's attention to detail. I wish they would have extended it all the way up, but still, they're thinking about it.
Won't
Tear your pant pocket up.
every time you put it in and pull it out.
That's a big freaking blade too.
It is a big knife. It's not too heavy though. I think the weight. I mean, you compare it to this epicenter.
It's lighter than the
Yeah,
epicenter.
it's lighter than the epicenter. I mean, the scales.
If that comes in
What's
under
that?
6 ounces, this is a total win for the amount of reach. And look at the handle to blade ratio on that thing. Look at the centering on the Stingray. Deployment disc. The jimping, by the way, is phenomenal. 5.6 ounces is my guess. Oops, it died. Let me turn it on here again. Boom.
5.6.
Back in the game. That's a huge win, dude.
Yeah.
Because
So, big
that's
knife.
a big knife. Oh, I love that knife. Pricing team.
124.95.
God, that's a nice knife. I like the classic lines of it. It's just beautiful. That's a titanium frame lock, although it doesn't have an inset here, like a steel locking bar, replaceable. But that's what you're going to see in the Boker Plus lineup.
Yeah.
Love that knife. 10 out of 10. Subject to change. We've got about 35 more knives to go. Just kidding.
Let's look at a couple new Kershaws for this year.
Okay.
Many of you are familiar with Ernie Emerson and the Emerson line of knives.
I know Ernie well.
So you may notice some features like the wave. So what they've done is Kershaw has come out with a budget-friendly emerson. You know, instead of paying $150, $200 for an emerson, I mean, these are coming in at $40, $50.
37.
Okay. And there's 5 or 6 varieties, different blade shapes. So for those of you that have always wanted an emerson but didn't want to spend the $200 price tag, great option here. Wave feature works just like a real emerson. So I mean, Kershaw's doing some fun stuff, collaborating with
Totally.
Hinder, Emerson. I mean, big names in the knife industry.
This is a really cool looking knife. The clip blade, wave feature, disc deployment. I like all that. I don't like the slick Zytel. See, if you were to compare the traction on the Visionary to this, I mean, it's two different, and this one's just superior to that. Just really slick. It's like you see on all their high value knives. It's probably the same factory. Are they Taiwanese or Chinese produced?
These are probably Chinese.
Yeah.
But I mean,
This one's better though.
yeah, that one seems a little bit different, and I don't know if there is a difference.
This is actually offers, the scale at least offers better traction. Stainless steel frame lock on the side, which is appropriate for the price point.
Some nice attention to detail here as well. You've got a stonewash grind
Yeah,
with
that
satin
looks great.
flats.
I love that. That's just aesthetically
Yeah.
cool. What's your steel? 8CR?
What's the steel
8CR
on
13
these?
MOV would be my guess.
8CR 14 MOV.
14, okay. Good knives. I mean, they're not going to be, I'm going to guess this one. This one's actually pretty light. I'm going to say 3.5. Close, 3.8. This one's going to be heavier, 4.9. No, 4.8. Okay, a little bit off. But some guys won't care.
So
I like this one
available
better, actually.
in multiple sizes, different blade shapes, different finishes, and these are selling well.
Cool. Initial likability, I'll say probably 8.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10. So
Okay.
it should change. I really like this one. It's such a small, great EDC knife, even with the grinding here, the Tanto grind. Totally doable.
Yeah.
Does this come in a clip blade, this small one?
Does this come in a clip?
Not really
It
important.
doesn't look like it does.
No.
Okay, I'd still take it. I'm going to stick with those likabilities. What's next,
At one
dude?
point. Let's look at this. So this is not a production. This is a customized aftermarket option for the Benchmade 51 Morpho Balisong. So for your Balisong guys, one major complaint they had with the 51 and the G10 scales was the weight. For those guys that actually flip, which I do not, it was just too light. And so someone made aftermarket scales, which are titanium.
God, those are good looking. The blue inside, the purple blue.
So
is
the
just
blue is on the
gorgeous.
standard one.
Oh, okay.
It's just a liner. If it's how the spring latch works, it's kind of hard to see, but if you can look down inside there,
We're seeing it.
that's how the spring works. It's actually part of the liner.
Man, this camera rocks. It's getting everything.
So these scales add about 1.2 ounces overall to the weight of the Benchmade,
Which is
51.
advantageous if you're flipping and doing
Yeah.
tricks and
Yeah.
stuff. Which, by the way, I have become expert on. Did you know that?
I hear there's a video coming out.
No, I'm kidding. I suck at it. You'll never see me as a Balisong dude. I'd probably do that.
I mean, they just
It is cool. I love
They
watching
just-
it though. I respect the
Yeah.
art. It is an art.
they're
respect it.
amazing. So these are kind of a cool
Beautiful
little addition.
price, team. Let me guess. 437.5.
Jake, how are those listed on the website? I'm not even pulling them up.
Under Flytanium, 325.
Oh, cool.
So
What a bargain.
yeah.
That's going on the webpage too. Balisong dudes. Uh-huh. 3 more to go, dudes, and then the celebration is over. So sad. Oh, I love this knife. And it's been out a while, but I just
This isn't a new
love
one.
it.
This is the SOG Spec Elite 2 automatic. Being in Utah, very auto-friendly knife state. We're a fan of all things auto. So here we've got an anodized aluminum handle. The safety's on the back. Again, you've got a deep carry pocket clip. It's about as deep as they get.
Look how thin it is too. It's just wafer
Yeah,
thin
yeah.
for an auto.
Let's deploy this thing. Fire's hard. Blade is dirty.
It's okay, my viewers dig that. God, it's a good looking blade, man. Good looking
So
blade.
pretty slim carry. Weight.
God,
weight
weighs
is there.
nothing, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I'm not doing so good on the weight. I'm back into the doghouse. I'm gonna say, geez, 3.6. Oh, got close, dude.
And that's not very
3.8.
much for a knife this size.
No, totally
I
isn't.
mean, that's what, a good 6 inches overall or more?
Yeah, totally. Great. Check out the centering on it real quick. Perfect. God, that's like a really awesome auto.
What's the price on
Awesome.
this? Justin, what's the Spec Elite 2 auto?
$124.95.
10 out of 10, dude. Hands down. 10 out of 10. Anybody who's in an auto-friendly
You need an auto?
state should have one of those. Easy. I mean, it weighs nothing. Everything we just talked about.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Love that knife.
Another one from Boker. Boker, as I was talking about earlier, likes to collaborate with custom knife makers. And one of those such makers is Bill Coy. This is the ridgeback, which is, I mean, Bill's only been making knives for a few years now, but he's really blown up. You can't even get on his books anymore for this knife. So the next best thing is the Boker version. So, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier. I mean, this is a chunky little handle. Short blade. But I mean, this thing, I mean, we sell these all day long.
Guys love the chunky little knives.
Yeah.
They love them. And you said they like you just said there, they're selling like crazy,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And
Not all guys want a compact knife. They don't care. They want something that's hand filling.
Yeah.
That when they wrap their hand around it, they feel like they have something there, and the blade really locks in.
Yeah.
I think that knife qualifies.
comes with Kydex sheath. There have been some complaints. I mean, this thing, it holds it well, but if you leave this out in your car, because of the thickness on the Kydex, it's not a very thick Kydex. If you leave it out in your car, heats up, it doesn't tend to hold it as well.
Okay.
There are a few aftermarket people that make sheaths for armadillo
I like the
concealment.
sheath on it. I really do.
I think the sheath is fine as long as
6.1. Oops, it shut off again. Keep talking.
6.4
You're gonna 6.4. Oh, dude, you nailed it.
Band-Aids.
Well, it's butterflied because it's slit. I should probably got
Oh,
a
really?
stitch or two. It's cut.
Bad.
Whatever. It happens when you're a knife guy, right? Price team.
All the time.
See, that guy's cool. I like him. He's there.
So the
He's
Bo-
actually paying attention to what we're saying.
He is, yeah. Boker Coy Ridgeback. This thing runs
$58.95.
$58.95.
At that price point, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
9 out of
Great
10, dude.
price.
$60 for that? For a guy that likes a chunkier knife? Awesome.
Yeah.
Finally, least but not last.
Least but not last.
Hey, how long do you think you've been talking now?
22 minutes.
38.
Oh. Went longer than expected.
Whatever, dude. The knife show and TMP. You guys love this stuff. I love it. I'm fascinated with these.
We've done quite a few Kershaws, but I don't think we've hit any zero tolerance.
Okay.
So let's talk about this guy.
Talk to us.
This is the Zero Tolerance 566, which has been out for a while. If you're familiar with the 560, which is also a Hinderer design, large knife, the 560. Pretty
Reviewed, huge
Yeah,
likability scale.
yeah.
Love that knife.
pretty aggressive milling on the back. So what they did is they sized it down a bit, smoothed out the frame lock, and this is the 566.
Likability scale, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
What's price on that, though, team? It's not.
$115.
Oh, that's decent.
No, it is.
That's
Same guy.
decent, dude. So that's your EDC today?
One of them, yeah, same one.
Nice.
I took the torsion bar out, so it's just a flipper, no spring.
Since you're carrying it, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. I'm kidding. I'm sticking 9 out of 10. By the way, my EDC today is a medium Voyager. We'll just throw it out there to size comparison it between these two blades. It seems very
Similar,
similar
yeah.
to me. Which, and I said on this review that it's just an ideal carry size.
Size.
It's not too big, not too small. You can do those utility cutting tasks with it. If you had to flex into a defensive, role, you could. Love that knife. It's not an FDE, is it? If it's an FDE,
no, I
TMP is
think
buying one
I
today.
think it only comes in black, right?
It's the
Maybe black
stone
wash.
and the black wash.
Yeah.
Hey, Kershaw, make that an FDE black blade. Make a
FDE
lot of
black
them
blade.
because they're gonna sell.
Blade HQ exclusive.
Yeah, do it.
So
That's it.
I think we hit everything. Oh,
Did we do a weight
yeah,
on this?
no.
Let's see. I want to say, see these ZTs with all that metal on the backside, a little bit heavy. I'm gonna say 4.8, 4.9.
This is a titanium
Oh, I'm
frame
off.
lock,
5.4.
So
Yeah, but even
little
those
bit lighter,
titaniums,
yeah.
they're not exactly light.
No.
5.4. It's kind of heavy. That's why I didn't give it. If it was like weighed nothing, 10 out of 10. But at the price point, it's good.
Hard to beat for USA made knife.
Okay, dudes. Jake, great job.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
Check the Nut and Fancy webpage on BHQ. All
All
these
these
knives
knives
will be up. Some maybe even reviewed sometime. Pricing team, A+. You lost your partner, but you hung tough. I appreciate it. Look at all these knives. BHQ in Utah, collaborating with the Nut and Fancy Project for several years now to give you guys the best blades made in the entire world. See you later.
Oh, that was a good intro to that.